Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and welcome. I hope you are all having a fantastic time. It is officially Talk Tuesday today. Yes, I know. I was saying Talk Tuesday last week. I was wrong. It is today. In fact, it is happening right now. Right now. Can you believe it? Oh, it's been like forever since our last Talk Tuesday. Not really, but sometimes it feels that way. And don't worry about it. Don't feel bad. I still have a most epic of guests lined up for you guys tonight. That's right. Tonight's special guest will put on a masterclass in bug eradication and robot rebellion management. A world-class miner of sparkling gems and fighting off of bugs. This is one individual to always have on your squad. When friendly fire is your concern, well, then this is definitely a man you want to have watching and shooting your back off for you. That's for certain. Always the party animal with the Dragon Ball Z movesets, they are also certainly a crew member to get locked down with. Their fast reflexes and quick wit will always keep them on top and outpacing the rest of their crew. So whether you're out saving Super Earth or boozing it up down in the mines for management, this is the man, the myth, the ultimate wrench when all you needed was a hammer. I present to you freshly slapped by a salmon from the crew quarters, the one and only. And ladies, hold on to your unmentionables for this blazing inferno, fresh from the front lines. That's right, I am talking about the absolutely fabulous Ibby Gray. Ibby Gray, welcome to Talk Tuesday.
Hello, I love that.
Hang tight, we're getting rated. Hold on. Oops, welcome in. Hello, Hermaeus Rose. Fresh from being productive and working on some artwork, we are the Mittens. Welcome in, Raiders. That means I got me up on multiple streams. There we go. Fix the problem. Welcome in, welcome in. You guys are just in time. We just finished doing introductions. We're settling into the rules. We've just welcomed Ibby right on in. Ibby, we're happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
For everybody new coming in, the rules are simple. We're going to sit around. We're going to have a nice, lovely conversation. There's puzzles to be had, and we're going to get to know the ins and outs of this epic of bug eradication maniac that is the one and only the Ibby Gray. If you have a question, feel free to hit the little redeems. They're 1 point. Anybody can ask a question. I will. I've got a little program that'll catch all the questions as they coming in. Definitely worth harassing. Absolutely. As they come in, I've got a little program that will capture all the questions that are coming in. Don't worry about trying to keep up with them, Ibby. That'll be my job. You're welcome to talk with anybody out there. Say hi to all your friends, and then say hi to some new friends that we're going to hopefully get you made today. If I think a question looks a little sus, I may pick fun of it. You're welcome to pick fun of it with me, or you're welcome to chastise me and tell me that was rude. Take your pick on that.
All right.
Dancerin, welcome in. First time chatter. But if I manage to get a question that slips past even my filters that for whatever reason you don't feel deserves an answer and needs, I don't need to know why you don't want to answer the question, and none of us needs to know why. That is up to you. You just say no, or I'm not answering that, or whatever floats your tickles your fancy as to how you want to resolve that. To let us know that that we're not answering that one, and we will skip it. We won't even think twice about it. We will just keep on moving. And head on through that. Beyond that, any questions, you're welcome to ask questions. I'm going to ask you all kinds of questions. We're just going to have a general conversation. There's 4 questions that happen. There's 2. Ooh, I just winged my microphone. Sorry about that. There's 4 questions that always happens. There's 2 at the front, 2 at the back. Those are mine. I get to ask my questions before anybody else does, and I get the last questions before when we cut off the questions from anybody else. Haha, it's my show. I will do it my way.
Sounds fair.
But otherwise, the exclamation puzzle in chat will get you a link to the puzzle. You're welcome. Anybody's welcome to jump in there and do the puzzle. I have been informed that there is a 10-person limit, which hasn't been an issue up to lately, but apparently it has been at some point. I don't know. I just had somebody say something about it. And so to those of you looking to do the puzzle, if you can't get in, trust, I am looking for another puzzling thing so that everybody can get into there. But for right now, I don't think that's going to be an issue. Do you have any other questions, Ibby, before we get started?
I don't.
You don't? Okay. Well, then, my friend, without any further ado, and I won't keep you away from all the hotties out here that are dying to see exactly what they're getting into. Officially, welcome to Talk Tuesday.
Thank you.
You're now live on the screen. Get ready. Here they come.
Woo-hoo.
Hi, Shale. Welcome in. Lovely to see you. Let's see. There we go.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, there's only one person in here right now, or two people in here. So if you want to get in, you're welcome to get in there. I don't know why they put a 10-player limit on that. It's kind of weird. Yeah, look at the kitty, right? Exactly. It's fantastic. So Ibby, let's get you right out the gate. We'll get you started. What got you into streaming? Like, what decided you to go, yeah, I'm going to turn on live. I'm going to go out here and I am going to wow all the ladies with your ruggedly good looks.
My friend Brandy Mancan did. He is a good friend of mine that I bowled with in a bowling league, and we became very good friends through it. And he started streaming and told me about it and told me that I should get into it. And he got me into it probably about 5 years ago. I didn't really take it seriously till probably about a year and a half ago, and here I am now.
Well, that's fair. I mean, sometimes it just takes the right person to give you a right to push, right?
Exactly.
So you started looking into it, but you didn't actually like kick off and start doing anything?
Yeah, we did like a Sunday night World of Tanks thing that we did every Sunday night. Never really amounted to anything. We did it for a couple years, and then he moved in. He actually lives upstairs from me. He moved in about a year or actually about 2.5 years ago now, and
time flies.
Started pushing me into doing it, and once I hit the affiliate, I was like, holy shit, I'm actually doing this.
Right.
And now I'm doing it anywhere between 1 to 3 times a week, and doing it a long time, my full-time job.
Right. Well, I mean, it's always good to be able to turn like hobbies into something that you can do in your spare time and enjoy, right?
Yeah.
Are you looking to make this like a full-time thing, or is it just more of a right now it's just hobby and you're really better committed to your full-time job?
It's more of just a hobby for me.
Okay.
My full-time job I've been at for 25 years, so.
Oh, yeah. So definitely not something you're looking to replace your main 9 to 5 with.
No.
Well, sometimes it's fair to ask. Some people are like, no. I want to blow up big. I want to make this my full-time job. And that's fair. Some people have aspirations of being a full-time content creator.
Yeah, I kind of have like the nervousness a little bit that, that was the thing that really held me back a lot at the beginning. I'm, as I was telling somebody earlier, I'm still like a little anxious just for this. So.
I tell most everybody, I'm like, this is just a casual conversation. This is just like, me and you sitting down, we're just talking about it. If it helps, just ignore chat, it's fine.
That's all right. My viewers are used to that.
Nori's very, I am not scary. Everybody seems to think I'm this big, scary guy. I'm like, dude, no, it's fine. It's fine. I promise. You got this. You wish Ibby was full time so you could watch him all the time. Well, Megan, we'll have to wait. We have the man, the myth, the legend himself right here. We'll have to pressure him some more. So Ibby Gray, it's a very interesting name. Where'd you come up with it?
Well, the name Ibby I actually came up with when World of Warcraft first came out. I did the random name generator thing, and it came up with that name, and it kind of just stuck. So, um, when I went to Twitch to try to create the username Ibby, it was already taken. So at that point, I was already starting to go gray in the goatee, so I went with Ibby Gray.
What? but yeah, I've got gray in my own beard. I'm like, yeah. Maybe I should change my name and add a gray to it. That's a good idea.
That is not happening.
Hot tub stream. Oh,
absolutely not.
You say that. There's a streamer friend of ours that swore up and down I couldn't get them rated by 50 viewers, and we dropped 50 viewers in their stream, and so now they owe us a glitter bomb pool party.
Oh man.
So they're supposed to like get into this like baby pool and be like covered head to toe in glitter, because the joke for them is they have a vampire avatar. I'm like, I'm going to turn you into a Twilight character. We're going to make you a sparkly vampire.
Yeah, that's definitely not something I'll do. Oh man.
Oh yeah. They're like, we need time to get prepared for this. I'm like, you got plenty of time.
Yeah, I think it'll be about that time where my Alzheimer's kicks in. I'll just be like, what is I supposed to do?
Oh no, we got it caught on their own stream. Like it's a clip.
Oh.
I don't have to worry about remembering it. Chat will take care of that for me.
That sounds fair.
Besides which, their significant other found out about it, and you're like, no, we are definitely doing this. Like,
yeah, with my job, I definitely would not do something like that.
No, I'm not even certain what your job is, but I wouldn't advise most people for doing something like that. It's a good fun joke, but like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, about the extent that I've done on my streams is the Bean Boozled.
Oof. Do you enjoy just eating bad stuff?
Well, I gotta give my viewers something to hit me with, and for my birthday stream last month, I did buy one get one free. I ended up having to do 72 beans.
Oh yeah, that's yowzers.
Yeah, it was brutal.
I'm just.
The newest batch that they came out with are a lot more potent than the last batch, so it's definitely been tasteful.
I have concerns when you're like the newest batch is I'm like, wait. They are like regularly improving the flavors?
Well, they for each season they rotate out flavors and put new flavors in. And the newest batch they put out there, they have one that is top banana and wet dog. I have no idea who in their right mind came up with taste testing a wet dog.
No.
But it's yeah.
No. And what sort of masochistic individual thinks that this is a great idea? That's I want to be like the fly on the wall while they're having the meetings. Like, what new flavor are we going to have today? Ooh, I know, wet dog. Yeah, sell that to me, Henry. Let's go. Like, because somebody's gonna be like, okay, convince me why we need to have wet dog, and I just like,
Yeah. And
I
me and a couple other streamers, we go back and forth with each other, hitting each other with the beans and everything, just for the sheer comedy of it all.
oh yeah. Well, I think anybody who willingly as gets a Bean Boozled challenge, it's Taco Tuesday. Oh my god. I mean, yes, it is Taco Tuesday, but I'm just like suddenly I'm like, oh god, yes, there's a Bean Boozled channel for you, right? A Heartburn Alley. Ah, oof, no.
Yeah, I don't do
Ma-
the hot ones.
yeah. By the way, makers of Bean Boozled, if you steal that idea, I want Finders Right for that one. I'm sorry. I'm going to be stuck on this for a little bit because I have this vision in my head of this boardroom of guys sitting around going, what's the most vile thing we could put in our mouth? And just,
Yeah, it's eh, when they went from the sixth season to the seventh season, and they took out two flavors and put in two new ones, and it was just like, I'm skeptical of them. And then I had the first one, and I was like, oh god, this is horrible.
I
And the sad
just
part is, with them, you get like a 66% chance of getting a bad bean.
so they give you more bad than good.
Yes,
So they're setting you up for failure at the start.
exactly.
Well, now I know why Brotherford, his face looks always screwed up like that. All those Bean Boozled we make him eat all the time.
Nice.
uh, cheers. All right, Boops. Thank you for swinging by. Yeah, I can't even begin to imagine. Like, holy cow. But no, I take it back. I can't imagine. I'm just sitting here thinking up. Like I'm like suddenly, okay, we need to spitball. What's going to be the most disgusting flavor on the books this year? Like, how many of these can like? Oh, yeah. My brain is like just ripping through these like ideas. Like, ooh, you know, moldy ketchup.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, no. That just doesn't sound right. Oh,
Like
God.
why would you have a flavor like that? I don't know. It sounds terrible. Let's make that a flavor to put in people's mouth. Like why? Like I thought
Well,
rotten egg was bad or like dishwater. I'm like okay.
they actually do have a dirty dishwater one.
Oh, I know. I just like grass clippings. Okay, I used to mow lawns professionally when I was a younger kid. I've had grass clippings thrown in my mouth. I don't remember those things ever tasting all that bad, but like almost everybody who gets a grass clipping, they're like, they have the most screwed up face. I'm like, why? It's just grass. It's fine. There's far worse flavors you can get your hands on.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? Because I do the...
Oh god.
Oh, yeah, no.
You think I'm bad? Regurgitated cheese? Nope, that one wins. I'm done.
Yeah. See, I do the Bean Boozled, but Brandyman does the hot Bean Boozled. So those are like sriracha, jalapeno, and Carolina Reaper flavors. You
Mm-hmm.
won't catch me dead doing those ones. I don't do well with spicy.
Believe it or not, neither do I. I can handle a little bit of spicy, but I'm not like a really big super fan of spicy. So I try to avoid it when at all possible. Yeah, regurgitated cheese. Like I thought blue cheese was bad. Like I have people like, oh no, you got to eat blue cheese. Like hold the phone. That's rotten. Why would you want me to eat rotten cheese? And then we're talking about no. Here's a Bean Boozled channel of regurgitated cheese. No. Now, where's
Yeah,
my white flag at? I'm waving it. I'm done.
I think that would definitely throw me off from eating cheese ever again.
Pug flavored beans. Hey, look, Carmine. Bug flavor is not bad. Most bugs actually don't have a flavor; they just crunch. But they're a
They
good
do
source of
have a
protein.
they do have a stink bug Bean Boozled.
Okay,
It's nasty.
why? Why would you? Oh God.
Yeah,
Okay, I would never eat a stink bug. They stink.
neither would I.
Like, and I want to know who actually is there's like taste testing to verify that these taste the same, right?
Yeah,
Like somebody's got to actually eat the real stink bug and then eat the bean boom. Yeah, they taste the same. Like how? Or you're just kind of guessing at it. Like
your guess is as good as mine.
you know, that's a dude who's got to be making easily 6 or 7 figures. Like we want you to try this vile, disgusting thing. No. You're gonna pay for that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Iron stomach has got nothing to do with it. It's the taste buds you got to get past. You're trying to
Yeah.
validate it tastes the same. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's
no. Oh, that's just terrible. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's a job I would hate to have, but the pay has got to be worthwhile.
yeah, gotta be. Pay for
I would
medical,
be.
yes.
Oh. Well, it's also one of those. It's not just medical, right? But dental.
Yeah.
He's got to have a heck of a dental setup.
Oh God. Listen, if the creators of Bean Boozled, if you're watching this stream, sign me up. If you can pay me what I get paid at my other job, I'll quit and come work for you.
I would say if they're watching the stream, why? Like we're not gonna get you a whole lot of advertising for Bean Boozled here, but I mean, why? Like, who thought this was $1 million idea? Which, by the way, it is $1 million idea because they're selling like little hotcakes. They've been like copied and cloned and everything else, and like there are all like they jumped in on what was a really good channel, good idea. But I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why? I will never understand why somebody would willingly put something that tastes bad in their mouth. And this is coming from a guy who when I'm down in Puerto Rico, we get a hold of it's basically rotten, slow cooked fish. Stinks up the whole house. Tastes good. Smells terrible. Smells atrocious. Like I would put it on par with like eating surströmming and whatnot. Like it smells like a lot of people will smell it and gag from it. Tastes fine. Perfectly fine. But again, like no. Mercy person per taste session. I mean, you could do a per taste session. What's on the docket for today? Regurgitated cheese. Nah, I'll pass.
Yeah, that would definitely be a hard no.
Fox and Bull would like to know, what is some of your favorite things about streaming?
Honestly, it's meeting new people, hanging out, getting to know them. recently, I'd say a lot of my games that I play are more community games than anything. So I enjoy interacting with other people and just hanging out with them.
Well, I know you've been doing like a lot of Helldivers. I've caught some Deep Rock Galactic and a few other
Recently, yeah,
games.
recently I've been getting into things like Lockdown Protocol, Repo. That's a real fun one. um, oh God, Party Animals, a couple others also.
Yeah, I've caught a few of your party animals. You've had some rather stellar move sets in there.
Eh,
uh,
Honestly, all it is button mashing for me when it comes to Party Animals.
I was gonna say, is there any strategy to that game? Because I watched it. I'm like, I feel like that's just a game. I'm just like hitting every button I've got at my hands. Like if I could
Yeah,
just smack them
it's
all.
that's pretty much all I do. If I win, I win. I don't, I don't. I'm just there having fun.
Well,
Every
that's kind of the
every
idea,
once in a
right?
while, yeah, every once in a while I have one of those moves where I like go super kicking across the screen and hit somebody, knock them flying, and it's like, okay, that was fun. But then it's like, how did I do that?
You're like, which secret code did I just push in for that?
Yeah, it's like up, up,
Um,
down, down, left, right, left, right.
you say that, and I okay. The Konami code has showed up in so many games in such odd places that I now just like instinctively, just as soon as I
Contra.
log into a game, just yeah. Well,
Contra
so
all the way.
Contra was made by Konami, and
Yep.
that code actually shows up in a lot of Konami games, which they're like, oh, we did this one time, and then we just like carbon copied it over and over and over again. It shows up in there's a game that they did for Sega Genesis, and you can do the Contra code for. It was what was the name of that game? Hell wasn't Helldivers. It was like Hellscapes or something like that. It was basically a little side scrolling shoot 'em up. Oh,
Okay.
thank you for the follow. Welcome to the network. It was one of these little side scrolling shooter games, and you could put the Contra code in and get 30 ships. He's a proper sound lad. Hello Kitty Adventure Island.
Hi, Beefy.
Hello Kitty Adventure Island. We have to unpack this now. You're not escaping this one. We're gonna.
It's just it's just Beefy.
No. You don't it's just Beefy and walk away. No. Obviously, you two have formed a tight friendship of bond on Hello Kitty Adventure Island. Two, not even the first one. We're talking sequel. So,
Yeah, the sequel hasn't even been developed yet. But no, Beefy, we actually, me, Brandy, and a couple of us actually, we met him through when we were playing Helldivers, and he's actually played a couple times with us.
get some of that maker.
Listen, Megan, I'm trying to get some of the early access stuff myself, just not Hello Kitty.
You sure? You sure about that?
Positive. about the extent I've gone into like games like that is I tried Disney's Dreamlight Valley there.
I know a few people that regularly play that, and I look at that and I'm like, I'll watch you play it. I won't touch it. I will find no enjoyment in that game. Hard pass.
Yeah, I tried it for maybe about 3 hours and then uninstalled it.
Well, you better man than me. You got 3 hours into it. I refuse to even download it. Like I'm not even wasting hard drive space on that. What is that game? I heard it was really popular. Everybody was playing it. Palia.
Palia. Yep.
Yeah. Did you ever get into that?
I downloaded it, maybe loaded it up and played for about 10 minutes and just, yeah, uninstalled.
Okay. I didn't even do that much, so.
Yeah,
Chaos Panda, welcome in.
I'm one of those people that I'm one of those people that when it comes to games, if it doesn't have my like undivided attention within like 15, 20 minutes, maybe even an hour,
Mhm.
I kind of just move on to the
Huh.
next.
Walk away from it. Call it good.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, sometimes they make improvements to games and I'll revisit it, but yeah.
No, that's fair. Like I when it comes down to playing games, and I'm not gonna say every streamer plays games. No, I'm fairly certain every streamer does play games, but I don't think every streamer streams games. Let's put it that way. We'll
Right.
try it and fix that up a little bit. But as a streamer, you do spend a prodigious amount of time playing games, and so I think it would behoove you to play a game that you enjoy versus trying to play a game that you don't really care about.
Exactly.
Now, do you find that when you pick out games that you're going to stream, do you play them ahead of time? Do you do research into the game and then decide on it? Like what is your criteria for going, yes, I will get that game and then I will play that on a stream? Like, do you have criteria for that?
Not really. Like if I know friends are gonna play a game, then I'll give it a shot for my stream or on their streams. But when like if it comes to certain games, like I might research a little bit just to see what it's about, and it might be something that I'll throw on my wish list, and then when it goes on discount, I might buy it just to have it, and then try it out then.
Okay. So just, kind of take them as they come.
Right. Now there's some games that I'll go right out and buy, like Repo. Like I'm having a blast with Repo.
Yeah, it looks like one of those games. It kind of reminds me of like Lethal Company meets Content Warning.
Okay. I don't think I've tried Content Warning, but I have played Lethal Company as well. And Brandy Man actually has a sound clip where I actually kind of screamed like a little girl.
It's one of those, I think, sound clips of just screaming is just like a general standard for streamers.
Yeah. Well, the funny part is I'm one of those people that I'm hard to scare.
Right.
And just I'm not sure if you've seen Coilhead in Lethal Company.
No.
Well,
Coilhead.
I have.
Yes, Coilhead.
Well, I got startled by it, and just it startled me enough to the point where I actually like kind of let loose a little scream, and Brandy happened to be streaming in the other room and heard it, and it got clipped.
I'll do the cozy game. You can do the scary stuff. Oh, Megan, I'm certain we can. That can be worked out.
we actually got Megan to play Repo with us last night. So.
Oof. Yeah, I've watched some Repo play, and I'm like, it does. It kind of reminds me of like Content Warning meets Lethal Company. Like a lot of the artwork styling in there and the monster scare stuff, very much so Content Warning.
Okay.
Like some of the behaviors and everything that you see, a lot of that reminds me very much of Content Warning. But then the fact that you're in there collecting stuff, earning money to buy equipment and everything else, very Lethal Company-ish. And so it looks like somebody took and slammed them together. Clipped, amplified, and placed on Discord soundboards all over.
Yeah. And it gets played a lot.
The fact that they're bragging about it means that they really enjoyed that clip. So you must have had a really good scream on that one.
Yeah.
I always find that people are a lot more happier to point out certain sound clips when it really tickles their fancy.
Yes. I actually have my Raiden message is actually Brandyman screaming when he killed a character on Man of Medan.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, oh, it's all right.
What's
you don't
that?
have to worry about it. I looked down and saw what Megan had written. I'm a big baby. I was very scared. I'm like, don't worry about it.
But you know what? She did good.
There you go. Right?
Yep.
Epic. I tend to.
She was.
I am a
She
big
was almost
coward
the
when it comes
MVP
to.
game.
Really?
Yeah, we all died, and she was the only one left. She would have made it back to the cart, except the eyeball appeared right above the entrance to the cart.
Oh, so good. Caught at the very end.
Yeah.
That's a shame. There's always next time. You'll get them.
Exactly.
But it is one of those things where, like, I am a horrible coward. I try to avoid scary games. However, not all scary games will get me to yell and scream. Like, it has to have jump scare. Like the old classic, like really terrible, atrocious jump scare where suddenly the screen does whatever and then it yells in your ear. Like that will get me.
Yeah.
The games like Phasmo, I felt bad. I actually had a friend buy Phasmo so that I would go play Phasmo with them. And they were expecting me to yell and scream and everything else. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with this. I spent most of the time laughing like an idiot. I'm like, yeah, this is fine. I can deal with this. Because it's not scary. It's the wrong kind of scare.
And I'm kind of the same way. Like I have Phasmo. I haven't played it in a long time. I know they've recently done a lot of updates and added more maps and stuff to it. But
Yep.
One of my friends is actually trying to get me to play it with him, so that may be something coming soon. But it's one of those things where a game has to be really scary to get me into it with hook wise. And like I recently for my birthday actually I did a 24-hour stream, and on the overnight I played a game called Layers of Fear. And I'll tell you, that game actually had me jump a couple times.
Nice.
But other than that, I mean, it's like it really has to have that factor that can keep you jumping for me to be interested in it as a horror game.
Right. What was that? I have to look this one up every time because I don't remember it and I don't play it enough. It's in my library. Hang on. It starts with a D, I think. Devour. That's what it's called.
Devour. I don't know if I played that one or not.
Well, so Devour is an interesting one because Devour is one of these horror scare games, right? But the difference here is that there's like a demon there at the start, and you're trying to exorcise the demon, so you can see him. So for the most part, most of the levels in that, it doesn't faze me. Like if I can see the thing coming up, then I know it's going to grab me, and then there's going to be the yell, the scream, and screen's going to do its thing. And so like you can make all those mental preparations for the loud noise that's going to come through. And at that point, it kind of loses the effectiveness of being a scare.
Yeah.
Except there is one level in that game. It's the freaking Japanese bathhouse. And the demon that's in there is a freaking spider woman that crawls around on the ground. So unless you're looking down, you don't see her coming up.
Oh, jeez.
And so every time it's a pop in your screen, you don't even see it happening. It just bang, got you, yell, scream, and yeah, we every time we play that level, I scream like a little girl.
I'll have to look into that one.
But it's just that one level. Every other level in the game, perfectly fine. Doesn't phase me in whatever.
Yeah, I played another game. Oh God, what was it? Once Human,
Oh yeah.
and um, one of the bosses in that is a spider boss, and the
Mhm.
little cutscene that they have leading up to that boss, it's like, no, nope. I'm sitting there like, burn the hospital down.
Burn it down. It's fine. We don't need this. Get rid of it.
Yeah, I'm actually arachnophobic, so I don't do well with spiders. And when I saw that little clip, I was like, nope.
No. It's all right. We don't need it. It's fine. Just let it go.
Yeah.
Do we really need to save this hospital? I'm thinking, you know what? It's all right. We don't need this. Hard passing. Thank you. I get that. Don't play Grounded.
Grounded. Well,
If you're
it's like that. I don't think would bother me because that's more like kind of cartoonish.
No. They have they have arachnid settings in Grounded because their spider drawings are so on point.
Hmm.
It may be cartoony looking, but I'm telling you, you see a wolf spider coming at you, and that's very much so a wolf spider, and you're like, yeah, no, thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, no spiders, please. You guys would get along famously with a Roswin cosplay, who also is like, no, I will hard pass on the spiders. Absolutely fantastic and fascinating. I'm trying to DI the heart or DIT heart of heart of Texas, Heart 2 Texas.
Yep. Deep in the heart of Texas.
Deep in the heart of Texas. I'm like, how am I supposed to? Okay. Deep in the heart of Texas asks, how long have you played WoW, and have you always been a nerd?
So, Dit, as I call him, he's one of my mods.
Mm-hmm.
Ditbot best spot in my opinion. I've oh God, I basically played WoW since day one. I think I've maybe had a grand total of 3 months where I actually let my account lapse. Um, but yeah,
Now, you say day one. Did you play in the alpha and beta, or did you play once it went live?
vanilla WoW. Day one when it went live.
Okay. So, all right.
Prior to that, I played Ultima Online.
I remember that game. Yeah, I was curious because I didn't know if. So I was in the alpha and beta test. So I was
Okay.
part of the original alpha and beta testers that went through there. I didn't play after it came out of beta and went live because the early game graphics were so cartoony. I just couldn't get past them, and I was playing EverQuest at that time.
Yeah,
Right.
I also play Final Fantasy 14. So
you would be
that one
another
is
friend
awesome.
of Fjords.
Yeah, that was my main thing for most of my early gaming is like MMOs and RPGs.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say like I wasn't ever one for like first person shooters, things like that. Um Actually more until probably in the last few years.
I used to be such a Unreal Tournament player. He used to do professional Unreal, or not professional, but competition Unreal tournaments
Oh
back
wow.
in the day. Oh yeah. It was
Yeah, I
ages
think
ago.
I actually went and bought a computer just so that I could play WoW for when it came out. Because the computer that I had didn't have the right specs for it.
Hmm. Yes, the old make certain it works. Did anybody ever get you with the control the alt F4 to exit the game?
No.
Okay.
No, I knew all about that one when it first started going around.
Watching the number of people fall for that in chat. I'm stuck. How do I get unstuck? Alt F4. Really? Thank you.
Yep, that was back in the days
Wow.
when they had server queues.
Oh yeah. It was
And
so
then you spent the better part of 3 hours trying to get back in.
And by the time you get back in, whoever trolled you on it has already left. You don't even remember their username, and you're just like, you son of a.
Yep, exactly.
Have you tried deleting System 32? I tried that one time. It turned out the system wouldn't let me. It said that was too big. No.
Yeah, I go back
God.
to the olden days when computers first really started coming out.
Yeah.
Sucks saying that sometimes.
Oh, I was there. I remember the old Zork games. Go west. Can't go west. Son of a bitch. Go north. Can't go north. Motherfucker.
Yep, the
Uh,
original Oregon Trail.
oh, you know how many times I died to
Dysentery or whatever.
dysentery?
Dysentery, yeah. Yep,
Showing your age, gentlemen.
exactly.
Look, I have got no fear about my age. I have earned every one of these gray stripes.
And see, that was one of the other things, going back to the first question you asked me about the streaming thing. I was like, when I first started up, I was already 40 years old. So it was like, who wants to watch a 40-year-old game? And that was one of the other things that really just kind of kept me back from doing it. And yeah.
So it's a little bit more. Okay, so let's talk about this for a second, right? We're gonna slow this down for a second. I was going to ask the next question, but I'm going to hold on that for just a second. But
Okay.
you stop and think about this, right? People show up to watch, not only just watch you play a game, uh, but they show up to get that interaction with you. They show up to watch how you interact with everybody else. They show up to watch how you interact with the game.
Yeah.
Like, so it's a little bit more than just watching you play the game. So at what point did you put that together and go, ah?
Honestly, I think it was more once I started getting more of an actual like follower base and
Mm-hmm.
started seeing more and more of the same people coming back. And I think that was kind of where it clicked, where it was just like, maybe this is something that I can do.
Yeah, it's a little bit more than just, oh well, I have to have, because it's people. Yeah, I lost my train of thought there.
It, ha- it,
Derailed. It's fine.
it happens with people our age.
You know, more often than I care to admit sometimes.
I trust me, I know. If I don't write it
uh,
down half the time anymore, it's like, what was I doing 5 minutes ago?
um, not the 5 minute loss. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Hermeas Rose would like to know if you could choose one person, fictional or historical, to sit down and have a conversation with, who would it be and why?
Ooh. Oh God. God, I have no idea on that one.
They make you work for that one. They're gonna make you work for that one.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea on that one. Let me think on that one.
Let you think on that one. See, I would sit down. I see. I would be conflicted on this one, right? Because on one side of the coin, I would want to sit down and talk with like Mozart, just because it would be fascinating to get his interpretation on music and why he did the things that he did with music. I think you're free and clear to tag it there.
Yeah, you stumped me on that one.
Like I would be interested to get his take on it. And I would be interested to get his take not only on why he made his music, like to understand what was going through when he was composing his music, but also what he thinks about what people have done with his music. Like I think that would be a
Yeah.
fascinating conversation. Um,
Hmm.
at the same token, I'd like to sit down and chat with Steve Jobs and just learn how bad how hard is it to be a complete, I can't say those words. Like have you always been a monster like that, or is that just a recent thing that you suddenly decided to do? Like it's like I can't really say it that way. No, how do I? There's not a really good way to phrase that. We're just gonna, yeah. Anyways, uh,
You know
but
what?
generally,
Now,
yeah, go ahead.
I think I might be able to answer that question now that I'm actually thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's fine.
Honestly, the one person that I would love to actually have like an actual sit down conversation with and just talk to him is Stephen
Mhm.
King.
That's a good
You know,
choice.
myself, I'm like a diehard horror fan. Like in my stream, I actually have a redeem for horror trivia.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, and I do like I'll draw a card and just ask the question and give chat chance to answer the questions and see if they can get it. And I just like Stephen King when I was growing up, like I actually did a book report on one of his books.
Right.
And like his imagination has always been something that captivated me. Like me myself personally, I don't read books that often. But
Right.
Stephen King was actually an author whose books I actually could sit down and read. And I would love
Fascinating.
to know where he got some of his ideas from.
Right. It's always interesting, like super creative individuals like that. You just want to kind of sit them down and like pull their brain apart and be like, how did you come up with that?
Yeah.
Stephen King would be one. I can think of a couple other authors I would love to sit down and chat with about.
Yeah.
Um, I was never much of a horror aficionado, but I did like my sci-fi. Isaac Asimov. I would love to sit down and talk with that guy. Like he's going to have some wild stories to tell.
Yeah. The actual creator of Twilight Zone is from this area. So, yeah, living in this area, I can see where he got a lot of his ideas from.
Beefy, I'm going to call your information a little sus since you like to hang around in Hello Kitty Adventure Island too. Just saying.
Even
It's fine.
even if he was, he still came up with the ideas.
I mean, even if you're on drugs, right, and you're still coming up, yeah, it's the drugs just are unlocking what's already been floating around in your head to begin with.
True. Hello
So,
Kitty is a gangster game.
like poking a hole in an airbed just small enough so that it would slowly leak air only when somebody was lying on it. And
Yep.
denying deflating it when asked.
Yep.
I would totally do that. I may have done that. Now, practical jokes aside, right? What's probably the most memorable practical joke thing that you've done in a game to somebody you were playing with?
Oh.
And did you get away with it?
I did, but then they got retribution afterwards. Shortly after Helldivers came out,
Mhm.
the Brandy Man can. He was on the plane, and I actually sniped him while he was sitting in the plane, and it actually killed him. So at the time, it was like we didn't think it would do that, and it did it, and it
Right.
was like, oh, I was like, oh, oops. He ended up getting me back quite a few times, but
Interesting.
we,
Interesting.
we have that type of friendship where we do that to each other.
Well, yeah. I mean, but those make some of the best friendships, right? Is where you're constantly trading back little moments of joys like that.
Exactly.
As if we wouldn't. Touche.
Exactly, Dat. Only the samples matter.
And I have played enough of that game that I know what you're talking. I get the reference. Yes, the samples are important. We would die for the samples.
Yeah, we have quite a few good clips from that game.
I would like to play that game more, but I can't stream it. I can play it solo, but every time I try to put it on the stream, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That game and OBS for me just tanks. It turns into literally a slide deck. And it's like every other update that it does that. Yo, Squirrel, welcome in. Like there will be an update and the game runs perfectly fine. I'm like, yes, and I can stream it perfectly fine. And then they'll update it again, and then it's PowerPoint presentation. I'm like, you son of a stop breaking the game.
Sounds like what they just did with Marbles on stream. They quite a few people have been having issues with Marbles on stream.
Hang tight 1 second. We've got another raid coming in. Jamie Bat is showing up with 5 absolutely flapping batastic viewers. Welcome in. You guys are showing up. We are currently doing our Talk Tuesday. We are interviewing the fantastic and fabulous Ivy Gray. If you don't know who this absolutely delightful streamer is, stick around and you're welcome to ask questions and learn all about this fantastic specimen of a pro gamer.
I don't know about pro gamer, but
it was in the raid. I believe it, Sky. I believe it. Take care, Sky. Thank you for dropping in. But yeah, it's one of those, like, I like playing pranks. I got involved with a crew of people for Valheim. We did a modded run, my very first time playing Valheim. And the prank warfare that went on during that were just absolutely
I could imagine.
stellar. Well, so I got into Valheim because I wanted to play with some streamers, right? I had been a Minecrafter player, and I'm like, okay, Valheim just looks like adult Minecraft.
Yeah,
just without all the like redstone stuff and whatnot. So like early game Minecraft.
Yeah, I've actually caught a couple of your Minecraft streams.
Mm-hmm. And so I find I got into it. I'm like, I'll go play it. Fine. And one of the individuals that we were playing with us in that very first season was Swiss Squirrel, and Squirrel's like, I had been pranked by the best of them in Valheim. There is nothing you could do to me that would surprise me.
Nice.
Famous last words. Bet. We set off fireworks underneath her floor. I built her own custom basement that we launched fireworks off from underneath the floorboards under her house.
Awesome.
It seems like, what is going on with my house? Shoddy construction, Look, I might not have sealed it properly, so it tended to flood a little bit. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, we do a lot of different little things. Like when we first introduce somebody to a new game, like we try to do like all the little rituals to kind of haze them a little bit.
Right.
Kind of like with Repo, when you first go into the shop, you can actually take other players that have been smallified and actually put them in the toilet and flush them down the toilet.
It's just, hey, you've been flushed.
Pretty much.
Right. I'm making a note of that particular feature. Get ready, Fafo.
But yeah, it's just a fun little feature that they added into Repo. Now, I haven't played any mods on Repo yet, but I've
Right.
heard they've got so many different mods for it that I may be looking into some of them eventually.
Now, do you regularly mod your games, or is that just something you do after you've played it for a period of time?
I'll do it if it's other streamers that are doing it, but if it's just me, I'll start off with just like the vanilla basic game and then go from there.
Fair.
Like I watched a clip on Repo the other day that somebody actually has created a mod for South Park characters, where you get to run
Okay.
around as South Park characters.
No, I would have to run around as Kenny all the time, and then I would just be jumping into something just so somebody else would be like, "Oh my God, they killed Kenny! You bastards!"
Sounds about right.
Muppet mod.
Oh God, I think
I
somebody was telling me the other day there's a Dragon Ball one also.
Wow. It wouldn't surprise me, but again, it's like the things that people have time to do and mod into games these days. It's something short of being something short of being fantastic. Like,
That
you're
is
like,
very true.
oh, I wish this game could do this. Why don't you go look? You might find there's already a mod to do it.
Well, the one thing that was funny is like with the South Park one, they actually have models for Terrence and Phillip. And if you've actually seen the original models in Repo, they kind of have like that flappy head
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, they behave like a Terrence and Phillip character, so that's a perfect model for them to go and sit
Yeah.
on top of.
Vegeta Repo. Yeah. But yeah, I've seen a lot of weird, but they're funny.
Fair, they are. But again, it's one of those. I think there's a lot more software developers and game designers out in the field today than there was
That there is.
10 years ago. So it's just one of those. I find it interesting. It's just one of those interesting sort of things. The Android repo. Now that's funny. Hmm, I have not played repo. We're supposed to get together with Serb and Zoda and Brotherfjord and plan to do a repo weekend.
I strongly recommend.
Well, so Serb, Zoda, and Brotherford are the other three members of the FAFO group, and we have a regular Sunday role playing thing that we do. And we talked about doing repo because repo, the base game, lets you have 6 people. So we would do repo and then like cycle people in and out.
Okay.
So you could have somebody come in for a couple of games and have a good time screwing around with us as we run around trying to figure out who's the crown bearer and who's shaving whose butt hair and it's questionable. It's questionable. Green Emerald Dragon would like to know if you could choose a game to be locked or transported into, what would it be and why?
Oh.
I don't know that I'm cool enough, Beefy, to be on Hello Kitty Island. They lost my beta request, so I'm sorry.
God. Honestly, oh God, I have no idea. DRG has a bar. That's fair. But there's a lot of games that have bars.
Well, yeah, but DRG you can at least order the beer.
That
and
is
drink
true.
It.
That is true also. I mean,
however, I do highly advise avoiding the recovery potion that they use. It's cherry cough syrup. Tastes disgusting.
I mean, honestly, DRG would be fun. Being a drunk dwarf.
Seems like another day at the office.
Exactly. Yeah, that wouldn't. I've played so many games that just wouldn't mind being a WoW character for a day, just as same Final Fantasy, DRG, you name it. Kind of be like that Ready Player One type character thing.
Hi, Babs. Welcome in. I will admit, I watched a bunch of clips for Ready Player One, and disregarded the movie initially. I'm like, whatever. I don't. And then I went back and actually watched it several years later. That is they did a really good job on that movie.
They did. And I was actually very impressed with it.
They did their research for some of the stuff that they were pulling out of there. I'm like, oh, that's very accurate. Like they did their research on that. I was surprisingly very impressed. And I'm like, okay, I did not give this movie nearly the fair shake that I should have given it when it came out originally.
Yeah, and I heard that they're actually in the process of making a Ready Player 2.
That would be fantastic.
I'm skeptical on it because I know a lot of times when it comes to sequels, they butcher it.
I'm okay with sequels. Sequels generally get butchered anyways. Like that's just a part and parcel of a sequel. It's when they do the prequels that I run screaming from.
That too.
Hello, Jamie. One of the worst things you've ever read. I've not read the books. I refuse to read a book and watch the movie. I would rather watch the movie than read the book because I know the book is what the movie is supposed to be based off from. I made that mistake with like the Lord of the Rings series, and as close to the book as they tried to stick those movies to, they failed spectacularly across the board, and it always irritated me. So generally, as a rule of thumb, I don't read the book. I watch the movie first.
Yeah, I'm generally the same way. I'll watch a movie any day of the week. Book, I gotta have the time to actually do it.
Definitely worth both enjoying. That's fair.
And when it comes to movies, a lot of times they do skip out on a lot of stuff.
Oh, beefy. Mm-mm.
I expect nothing. When it comes to beefy, I expect nothing but that.
Carmine would like to know, what superpower would you want to have and why?
Speed. I would definitely want to have speed, just so that I could get jobs done quicker and being able to relax more.
Interesting.
My job, I tend to find myself cleaning up after my other employees, so trying to do my job and theirs a lot of times, it's frustrating.
Fair. That's not one of those things where we'd be like, oh, it's fine. It's not fine. Do your freaking job.
Yeah.
Yeah, very understandable. Actually, I'm like, usually when this question comes up, I'm like, oh, and then we like super speed. Yeah, other than the fact that you would need to eat a little bit more. I mean, beyond that, it's one of those like you just run really fast. Like it's not a bad superpower to have.
I would love to have the speed just for a month. Think of all the weight I could lose going through all that.
Beefy, my superpower, telekinesis. Then I can just sit around and think things to be done.
I don't even want to know what Beefy's would be.
That's easy. Beefy would be the expert hero for adventure Hello Kitty Adventure Island player. Beck can say, I can see that conversation again. That's the third time this week, Beefy. Always when I'm in the shower. Yeah.
Oh God.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm used to this chaos with Beefy.
I'd always have a net and a taser waiting. Wow.
And now the picture is coming even clearer. I'm just picturing the dungeon basement.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't ask. You don't want to know. What happens on Hello Adventure Kitty Island #2 stays on Hello Adventure Kitty Island #2.
Oh boy.
It's okay. We have Vegas rules here for a reason. For other reasons.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, other reasons.
I could just see the excellent.
little fingers tapping together. Yes.
Yep. Oh boy.
It's fine. It's fine. Oh God, this one's gonna be interesting. Beefy would like to know, what was Ibby's first edgy gamer tag back in the day?
Edgy gamer tag?
That's what the question reads.
God, I've pretty much been Ibby since day one. Either Ibby or Ibs.
It's a long time standing name.
Yeah.
It has much history, much weight.
Like I said, when World of Warcraft first came out, I clicked that randomize for the name generator, and that was the first thing that really caught my eye, and it stuck.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you like the name, you like the name. Like, it does definitely become part and parcel to the persona.
Yeah, the only thing that sucks is if I raid into new people that don't know me, they, for some reason, the way my name is spelt on Twitch, they don't know if it's Ibby the Gray, yeah. They don't know if it's an I or an L at the beginning, so they either say Libby or Ibby.
I wouldn't know anything about people mispronouncing the names at all.
Oh, you're going to see my son walk by in a second. As he tries to hide.
Hello, Junior. Welcome to Candid Camera.
Yeah, he just got home from work, so.
That's fair. Long day.
Yeah.
Deep in the heart of Texas, a young Ibby grows into manhood. Oh, no. Granny, thank you for stopping by. Take care. Have a good one. Carmine, we did get why Ibby. Ibby was because it was a random name generator from World of Warcraft. So that's why Ibby. But, you know, we can rehash that. It's fine.
Yep.
See, I listen. I learn.
It's all good.
It's fine. The Brandy Man would like to know, when are you going to give up on the Cowboys?
As soon as he gives up on the Texans.
Wow. No love lost there. I would only ask, why did you even start on the Cowboys? Not like
I'm
I've got
a
any room to talk because I'm not much of a sports fan, so it's fine.
I'm a diehard Mets fan and I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. You know, regardless through their struggling seasons, I still root them on, cheer for them, and yeah.
Now, what got you started on Cowboys? Was it like, oh, I used to be a Texan and so that's why, or
No.
was there
Um.
what was the
So
catalyst for it?
my dad is a Cowboy fan also,
Mm-hmm.
and it's funny because all his brothers and my grandfather all different fans. My grandfather is a Cincinnati fan.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle Brian is a Giants fan. My uncle Mark is a Rams fan. My uncle David is a Packers fan. So it's kind of funny watching them all get together and kind of clash when the teams play each other.
Oh,
And growing up in my house, my dad would always have it with his brothers and stuff, and that's how I became Cowboy fan. And it just so happened to be when they were in their glory days,
ah.
back when they had a head coach that knew how to tell the owner to get the F off the field.
You know, back when they had somebody who knew what they were doing. So the 70s. Wow.
90s did.
Oh, that was low.
Dick can say things like that because he's in Texas.
Well, yeah, he's deep in the heart of Texas. So, you know.
Yep, that is true.
I no, can't say that. Moving on. It's fine. It's fine. Now are you are you a regular sports watcher? Like do you take in multiple different sports, or do you have just like a couple of them that you're just like really keen to watch and you follow along with?
Mainly just baseball and football. And honestly, the last 2 years, I haven't really watched much football. Um, Kind of getting sick and tired of the sport because I feel as though refs are ruining it. They've had more games in the last 2 years get ruined by referee calls than just, yeah.
Fair. I know refs aren't everybody's favorite cup of tea.
No, especially the last couple of years.
Now, have you ever thought that maybe the refs might be on the take?
Oh, I'm sure they are. I mean, you sit there and you look at the last 15, 20 years. Like, it used to be whenever anybody went against Tom Brady and the Patriots, like
Mm-hmm.
there was an excessive amount of penalties usually being called against whoever was playing them. Then the last couple of years, all of a sudden now it's since Brady retired, it's now Patrick Mahomes is getting that treatment. So the NFL every year has their golden boy, and it's like they so much as get a tip of their finger on the helmet, you're immediately getting a 15-yard penalty.
Mm.
But and it's just seeing things like that. It's like if it's something that is purposeful, then yes, I agree with the penalty. But I would say 9 out of every 10 times the refs could get it wrong, and it's getting worse and worse every year.
So it's becoming a lot more blatant. It's readily recognizable.
Yeah, like it's to the point now where even sportscasters on the TV are like, "Why was this called?"
Uh, no clue, but okay.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it's still one of those like, yeah, I asked the questions just because I've never been a big sports fan, um, everybody's like, well, who's your favorite football team? Like, I don't know. Bears? Just the only one I can ever seem to remember the name of. I usually end up with a lot of people like, why would you like the Bears? Literally, because that's the sports fan team that I can remember the name of.
See, and that's the thing that I'm a strong believer that you can like whatever team you like as long as it's not the Giants. But
so even the Chiefs are okay? Cough, cough.
it's not the Chiefs' fault that the refs are helping them win, quote unquote.
Don't get me started on tech. That is not a conversation place we want to go into.
But yeah, it seems that a lot more sports the last couple of years have really started to go downhill because of officiating.
Now, would you say that's because the quality of the officials are going down, or would
Probably.
you say it's just more of a
Probably because you sit there and you look like a lot of the old school. Beefy for the win. Yeah, it's gotten to the point where it's just the calls that they're making. Like if you look at a lot of the old school refs, very rarely did you have a lot of these blown calls or missed calls, and it's kind of like I don't want to get political.
No, you're fine.
But it's kind of like a lot of the working generation out there now. I find, like where I work, I find that a lot of the older generation are willing to work and do things, whereas a lot of the younger generation, no offense, everybody, but a lot of the younger generation don't want to do the work. So a lot of these refs, as they're getting younger, you're starting to see a lot more of these mistakes.
So
No
it's
offense,
more of an experience sort of thing than what you're saying is it's less about potentially they're making bad calls, but it's less about whether or not it's a corruptibility issue and more of it's just lack of experience, lack of desire to learn, to do better, whatever.
Yeah. And it's just that for me, it's ruining the sport. And that's why I haven't really watched too much over the last couple of years.
Fair. I haven't really watched a lot of sports in the last 40 years. So
that and the fact that I don't think anybody in their right mind deserves $40-50 million a season.
Yeah, I've never understood that.
Especially if they haven't even won anything.
Holy cow. The salary on those guys. Jeez.
And what's funny is you look at football. Football has a salary cap. But you go to like baseball, they don't have a salary cap. And teams now are starting to take advantage of that. And it's like the teams that aren't in big markets are suffering because of it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, for me, I've always been curious as to like why sports has always been this really big thing. I've never really got involved too much into it. I've never found any reason to get involved too much into it, but that's me.
Yeah.
And so I always find it fascinating when somebody's like, no, my team's the best. Okay, why? And there's always, the other fascinating thing is there's always an ownership of the team. Like, it's my team. No, I don't think you actually own that team. No, it's my team. And I've got to wear my lucky underwears because they're going to win this time. I'm like, wait, what?
No, I can honestly say I don't have any of that. I'll root for my team if they're winning, but I still support them regardless.
Fair. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm again, it's more of a curiosity for me, just because I don't do too much in the way of sports. So I always find it fascinating when I find somebody who does.
Right.
Beefy would like to know, in regards to the Twilight Saga, are you Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Neither. I will be the first to say that I've watched all the movies only because of my ex.
Movies.
Only because of my ex.
You are already ahead of me. I have not watched the movies. I think I watched the first one, and that was about it. I was like, yeah, no.
Team Switzerland. But yeah, that's just I like to keep the peace, and it was, we're gonna watch this. I was like, okay. We watched it.
Well, watch it. You got it.
Yes, Team No Twilight.
I used to be an avid fan. Exactly what a Team Edward player would say. Wow.
Oh God.
Beefy's not holding back on you, is he? Yeah.
Oh, Beefy never does.
So we have a Team Jacob in the chat. Okay, fair. I mean, I'm not going to judge either way because I don't know enough to be able to pick from one side or the other.
What did said? Beefy is unique. But I'm happy to have Beefy as part of my community. So
Beefy's special, and we just let Beefy do what Beefy need to do. It's okay.
Exactly. Yeah, I will say though, I do like having Beefy as part of my community.
Beefy is a sausage. I can't stand him. Fair. Now, no, it's gone. I'm like, I had it. Like sand through the hourglass, so too are the days of our lives. It's just gone.
There's that over 40 thinking.
Is it thinking? Is it really thinking? Or is it just poor train conducting?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
See, something like, oh, wait, I could blame this on the train conductor. I don't have to accept credit for it. It's his fault.
It's like, hey, I have a thought. Here, pull my finger. Oh, wait, it's gone.
Oh, no. In my family, if anybody comes up to you and says, hey, pull my finger, run far, run fast. It's typically my dad, and you don't want to be there for that. Like my father is inventing new flavors of Bean Boozled Challenge.
There we go. So if your dad comes out with a flavor, let me know. So I know not to try it.
No. I wouldn't even. Dad, what did you make today? Oh, God.
I made a new flavor to bean.
No, sir. You keep your beans to yourself. It's fine. I say it's fine. It may not be fine. It's going to be fine for right now. We're already on the topic. Beefy would like to know, what is your favorite nasty flavor?
Oh God, I actually got to look.
Honestly, like if you ask, I've never tried them, but if you asked me what my favorite nasty flavor is likely to be, I'm going to tell you cut grass. I eat it all day long.
If I was to pick my own flavor that, other than the one that is actually a win-win, that one is berry blue or toothpaste.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, cappuccino or liver and onion. That would be the one that I would pick to do if I was given the choice. Only because liver and onion isn't as bad as the rest of them. Like, they actually have one that's burnt rubber. It unfortunately tastes.
I could do burnt rubber.
It tastes like a burnt tire.
Yeah. I could do that. That wouldn't faze me any. Burnt rubber, sure. Bring it on. Like that one wouldn't faze me any. You know your favorite is wet dog. Hey Fennec, thank you for the lurk. I wouldn't. I would not. All right. So you've eaten these being boozled. I have to know. Do you like after you have suffered through it? How long does the taste last in your mouth, or do you just like run to the bathroom and like brush your teeth and be like, no, this is coming out now?
Well,
or is it one of those like, once you swallow it and get it through it, the flavor dissipates really quickly?
Usually, it dissipates within a minute or two. Okay. Last year, when I first introduced them to my stream, I got hit with 52 of them in 1 hour. And that was brutal because that night I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, burped, and retasted it.
I was going to say, the belch alone.
It was not pleasant. Now, when I did the 24-hour stream, the 72 beans were over the whole time frame. So it wasn't nearly as bad. But usually within a couple of minutes, the taste is gone.
Okay, so the flavor doesn't kick around for long periods of time. So it's one of those you could have it and be just fine.
Right. You're basically tasting it as you're chewing it. Once you swallow it, you might get a little bit of aftertaste, but it's nowhere near as bad.
And I imagine the burps still carry remnants, as it were.
Oh my God.
Breast milk and custard flavor. Like, is Beefy like, this is my dream flavor? Is this what Beefy's looking for?
I don't know.
Remember to limit bean redeems per stream. It is very easy. I don't have any plans of doing a bean redeem, so I think I'm pretty safe on that. But for anybody watching this at this particular point in time, that is probably some very sage advice.
Yeah, I know in the near future I do plan on incorporating Dixper into my streams as well.
Right.
But a couple of my friends have started using that, and one of my friends is also going to be walking me through on setting it up. So
Dixper's not bad. I know a few people that have used Dixper. There are a number of like integration pieces like that. They're usually very interesting. I like Dixper, I think, probably better than some of the other ones I've seen, just because it's an overlay on top of a game, and so it's not game specific. though they do have
Yeah.
some game specific redeems that you can set up for your community. But on the whole, it's not. It's just a browser overlay, and so you can have weird stuff show up on screen.
Gotcha.
Though I have seen where some people and some games, depending on the games that you're playing, will struggle with like the mouse keyboard integration stuff. So
Yeah.
something to
I have seen
keep in
that.
mind. Yep. Like that doesn't always work to plan.
What the hell, Beefy? Oh God.
I'm not even reading that one. Chat, remember, if you're a streamer,
Don't follow
chat
Beefy.
is not a teleprompter. Chat is not a teleprompter. You don't read everything that comes across.
Yeah. Bad Beefy.
Stolen. Take care, Carmine. Thank you for dropping by.
Have a good one.
It's always fascinating, right? Yeah. I mean, we've come full circle back around to the beans again.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever regretted doing the beans on your stream, or has that just been like, yeah, I put that in. It sucks for me, but I would never take it back out.
Honestly,
Like,
I don't. It doesn't really bother me that much. I don't mind doing it. As I said, it's kind of just something to kind of give the viewers something to kind of punish me with.
well, yes, but I imagine that you kind of have to be something of a glutton for punishment to do something like that to begin with.
True.
Like this is not something you woke up and decided, yeah, today I'm choosing violence. Go ahead, kick my butt. You had some serious thought that went into, yes, I am going to do something that's going to make me grimace and I'm going to regret my life decisions on a regular basis. Let's do that.
Well, it started out like I'd watched a couple other streamers do them on their streams, and I decided that I would try it out, and it really wasn't that bad. So when I integrated it in, I basically went with the same method that they were doing to do the redeems and whatnot. And like the first couple of times that I had to do one, it was like, okay, yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. And like I said, with the 6th season of beans, they weren't as flavorful. So you got the taste, but it wasn't as bad.
Right.
When they came out with the 7th edition, that's when it was all of a sudden like, holy crap, these things are potent.
Now, would you say it's a seasonal thing, or would you say that you've just gotten some bad batches too?
Honestly, I would say it's a seasonal thing. Because some of the other people that do them have even said that they're noticing that they're more potent as well.
I see. That Megan's like hooked in on this particular flavor of bean now. Beefy's put it out there. Megan's like dialed in on that. I've got more questions. I don't actually have questions regarding that.
Neither
honestly.
do I. I do have the question on my mind of whether or not Beefy escaped from the insane asylum, but
well, no. Okay, so we're gonna back up here a second. So I'm gonna come to Beefy's aid on this one, right? Because there are those individuals that really do enjoy that fluid. I've known several people growing up and in my younger days and whatnot that actually were regularly liked adding that particular fluid to various odd drinks that they were drinking or taking it straight. Like it was perfectly like they enjoy it. I do know also that depending on what's being consumed by the individual, will also affect consistency and taste and flavor. So like there's a as a paramedic, um, we learned about all sorts of different things with regards to what happens in that area when the stuff is produced, right? So to Beefy's case, Beefy may just enjoy the flavor of it. There's nothing wrong with that. That's all Beefy. We don't have to enjoy it. We can just agree that, like, yeah, Beefy's okay with this. We're good.
Fair. That's fair.
I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, okay, Beefy, we got it. You would really like that for a flavor. We'll get that submitted for you right away. And then every time it comes up in it, we'll give you the bean. Now, there's a man that will commit to the bit. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh my God.
That is Beefy's superpower, apparently.
There you go. Guys, girls, if you're looking for it, go to Beefy.
On demand. It's okay. I'm part cow.
It's kind of funny because lately, like,
Mhm.
the one thing I will say, a lot of the friends that I've made recently are either from across the pond or
Mhm.
Canadian. And one of the streamers that we are friends with, one of the conversations that has come up is the fact that Canada does bagged milk. And all of a sudden, I'm now getting this picture of Beefy bagging milk.
You're talking bag milk, right? And all I could think of in my head was paper or plastic.
God. And Nori, this is going to be something that's going to go on in infamy for your channel.
I've had far worse. This is fine. I've had far worse. Look, we've been doing Talk Tuesday around here for a while. We've had some real doozers of conversations that have come up in these things. It's perfectly fine. Willie Lowe, our big milk brother from across the board.
Yep. Yeah, that's the one streamer that we're friends with from Canada. That's the one we have the debate about bagged milk with.
I now have to go and talk to Nerdism, who is a Canadian streamer that I know. Ooh, and I could talk to Gremlin's Hovel as well. I've got two people I need to go talk to about this now. Like, is it true? Bagged milk?
Yeah.
I have to ask, paper or plastic? Like, Nori, we have to have a talk. I can see the conversations already with these individuals. Like, Nori. It's fine. It's fine. It will regain composure here. It is perfectly fine. You can go away. Jamie Bat would like to know, what is your favorite baby animal?
Baby animal.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I've only had like two actual baby animals that I've had in my life. One's a cat and another is a dog. Honestly, the dog was better.
Fair.
Uh, but it all depends on what your preference is. But honestly, I would have to say the dog.
Honestly, I would say you missed the obvious joke in there too, because I've been like, "Oh, that's easy, baby shark, doot doot."
No, I terrorize enough people with Baby Shark.
We're not friends anymore. No, wait, Megan, come back, come back. It's fine. It's fine. I think I'm a. I have cats. I have dogs. I think as far as baby animals go, my favorite one that I would love to get my hands on and have as a baby would be an otter. Like baby otters are the cutest things.
Yes, I've seen videos on them. They are cute. My whole thing is being able to take care of them. I think would be the main thing that like. I take into all kinds of different things when I think of things,
Mm-hmm.
and like there's other pets that I would love to have,
Right.
but could I have them living here? No. I'd have to have the actual like resources and time to do something like that. Like
Fair.
puppies and cats, they're not a big right from the get-go.
Well, I mean, like puppies and cats are easy. They're easy to get a hold of.
Yeah. But if I had the means and necessary, the one pet that I would love to have, I'm not sure what they're called, but they kind of look like a little like monkey lemur type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a couple videos on them. They're little like furry little cute things. And I would love to have one. They got like the big eyes and everything.
Sugar
I
gliders?
think so. Let me look.
I had a squirrel as a
Yes.
pet.
Yep, that's exactly what they are. Sugar glider.
I used to work at a sawmill, and there was a log that was brought into the sawmill that actually had a squirrel's nest in it, and there was a little baby squirrel that was left in there that I adopted and brought home and raised with a buddy of mine. I used to sit in my pocket and eat peanuts out of it.
That's awesome.
Um, we didn't ever name him, and I felt like we missed out on a glorious opportunity to call it Rocky. But we never named the squirrel. Which it was just the squirrel.
Gotcha.
Um,
One of
they
the
don't.
one of the streamer friends that I have,
Mhm.
um, he goes by Squeaks, and he actually his big thing is squirrel, and he does a thing called like "Give me your nuts" and things like that.
Right. I know Squeaks.
Okay,
I've seen a number of his. I say number. I've seen a couple of his streams. And have popped in on occasion. He is part of Nerdy's crew.
not anymore.
Just last, not anymore. I was going to say at least last
Nope.
I heard he was part of Nerdy's crew.
Yeah, me and
Which is
Brandy have actually gone and actually met Squeaks.
yeah.
Definitely a fun dude
Nice.
to hang out
Very nice. Well, it's always good to make friends uh and hang with people, right? Especially if you're driving with them.
Yeah, that it is.
Squeaks and Selly Bell. I don't.
Yep. Yeah, Charlie
I
Bell, that's his
oh
his girlfriend.
ah. I'm like, I don't recognize that name. Nope, nope. Don't know that one. Uh, if you had, if money wasn't an object and it didn't matter, right? But you could go anywhere you wanted to go to in the world. Give me 5 dream destinations that you would like to go to.
Hmm. One place I would love to go to is probably Alaska, just to like sightsee and see like the scenery out there, because you see it all on TV and everything, and it's like, oh, that
Mm-hmm.
looks amazing. But it everybody knows that if going somewheres and actually like doing it is completely different from the TV. So
Oh yeah.
Alaska would definitely be a place I would love to go and visit. Hawaii, of course. Um, the Bahamas, I would love to go to. Um, Honestly, another place I would love to go to, Sweden. I would love to go to Sweden because you know, it's one place out of the
Oh,
country that I've. Oop,
hotel. 1 second. 1 second. We're getting
okay.
raided. Incoming. Peridot. Oh. Cough, UK cough. Megan, you wouldn't be like trying to. No, don't be sorry. Bring all the friends. We're happy to have you. Welcome in, Peridot and company. For those of you new showing up here, we are. This is right in the middle of explaining something, and then the shout out kicks off, and all I get is fuck in my ear. I'm like, well, excuse me. Uh, like
Nice.
my brain's like, nope, nope, a hold please. You're fine, Peridot. Absolutely fine. Raiders, welcome in. We are currently interviewing. It's Talk Tuesday, and we are currently interviewing Ibby Gray. We're learning all about them, and currently they're answering the top 5 places that they would like to go visit. Okay.
So yeah, um, Megan, don't worry. If I go to Sweden, I'm stopping picking you up to take with me. Um, and hi, Peridot. Uh, and honestly, the other place I would love to visit is Italy.
Fair. Sweden, I would agree with. I actually know a couple of streamers and a few other people that live out there in Sweden. So for me, I would be making a trip just so I could go visit some friends, anyways. So absolutely, choice destination. You know what I find really interesting? Like almost everywhere that you labeled, like I want to go here, 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 here. Like all the places that you labeled, I know a streamer that lives within that vicinity. I'm like, yes, I would go to all of those places. Why? Because I have got friends there. Absolutely, go check out. Welcome in, Fjord. You didn't miss it, I promise. um, But yeah, Mr. Waggleton and Amikisha are the first 2 names that jump up into the head that live there in Sweden.
Okay.
Fantastic, fantastic couple.
Yeah, I don't know any streamers that are from Sweden or Italy, but those are just places that I've always wanted to visit, just for
so, anywhere in particular in Italy that you were looking to go hit up, or just
sightseeing.
tour the force? So just kind of run all over the place there.
Yeah.
See, for me, it would be Japan. Like Japan's like one of my big hot button spots. So like I will get there eventually. Um, in fact, most the parked up in Liverpool. I feel like there's a beefy joke in there.
I think he was responding to Megan.
Ah, okay. I was fully prepared and ready for a beefy joke in this and that. Like there's one there. Beefy's holding out on us.
Yeah, I've actually, with my streaming, I've actually made quite a few friends from across the pond, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Well,
yeah,
what's interesting, right, is depending on your timetable when you stream, and I find this is really a fascinating sort of thing, right? Because uh, the people over across the pond, their evening hours that they're streaming is like our morning and early afternoon hours. So
yeah,
they're streaming in the evenings, and we're watching them. And then when it comes back around to like our evenings when we would normally stream for us, it's their mornings. So we're always back and forth in that sweet spot of like they're working and looking for something to just watch and lurk on. And so it works out well. So yeah, you're going to find that a lot of your viewer base, depending on when you do it, if you do evening streams, are going to be from people on the other side of the pond.
yeah.
And I know that because I used to be an evening streamer. Now I stream during the day, and the majority of the people who watch me are actually from the United States because I am now in that they're working state.
Oh.
Fascinating thing. I don't know how useful of information it is, but it's still a fascinating, look at the behavior of who's watching you. Right. That was
Yeah,
something like, oh, I was kind of curious as to why I get some of these people who watch me and then some of these other people don't. Oh, it's it was when a lot of people went to bed, and then when I woke up, I could come back and hang out. Yeah.
yeah. And Megan was a trooper. I want to think that probably about 18 hours of my 24-hour stream, she was there hanging out.
Oof. Go ahead, Megan. Yeah, no kidding. That's a solid trooper.
Yeah,
I think the longest stream I ever did was 12 hours. And I was like, there's no way I could do anything longer than that. And I
I
haven't been
didn't.
back to do anything long.
Yeah, I didn't think I could do the 24-hour stream. Like I'm 46 years old now, so I'm getting to
Mm-hmm.
that age where a mid-afternoon nap is something that's needed. So it was one of those things where I told my community back in January 1st I did a 10-hour stream. And I told them all then that if I reached 300 followers by my birthday, that I would
Mm-hmm.
attempt a 24-hour stream. They went above and beyond, and I ended up at 300 followers in the middle of February.
Nice.
So it was like, oh God, now I got to attempt a 24-hour stream.
Well, there
So
there is a there is a saying that goes, don't bet chat.
yes, they're
You
always up for the challenge.
you will lose every time.
Yes,
Every time.
and I've quickly learned that. Now, as far as 24-hour streams, I would say 95% sure my 24-hour streaming is done and over behind me. Um, it was brutal trying to catch up on sleep for a couple of days after that.
I can imagine.
But it was it was fun, and I do appreciate everybody that came through and hung out with me for it. It was yeah, I I know I've got a couple more milestones that I've told my chat that I'd be doing like long streams and other things for. One is
Hmm.
going to be 400, one's going to be 500, and then the another one is if I ever get to 1,000 followers, then we'll maybe revisit that conversation. But it, it's it always ceases to amaze me that there's that many people out there that are willing to hang out, chat,
Yeah.
and just you know be part of a community like that.
Well, and but a lot of that speaks to the person leading the community. In this case, you, right?
Yeah,
You engender that feelings of camaraderie and whatnot, and people latch on and keep coming back for more. Uh,
yeah,
and so the growth of your community and the willingness for your community to go above and beyond is just as much in support of you as it is for what you have helped build, which is huge.
yeah. And I constantly give a lot of credit to a couple of streamers because they've really helped. Because when I first started out, there was a lot of stuff that I really didn't know,
Hmm.
and they basically told me like a few key factors, to keep yourself from getting like kind of dejected or feeling like you're not doing the job right. They told me, first thing you got to do is go into your stream, turn off your viewer count. They said turn that off completely and just talk to your stream like you're talking to 100 to 200 people. And they said that will be the first step right there to really kind of get you into the right frame of mind, because
Hmm.
they said a lot of people will sit there and they'll constantly watch that viewer count, and if they're not getting the numbers that they want, they kind of get dejected about it. And when they told me that and I turned it off, it was like, wow, it really does make a difference because you're not worrying about that. It got to the
Hmm.
point where I was watching it and I was like 7, 8, maybe at most 9 or 10 people. And when I turned it off and started, kind of being more myself and not worrying about that, it was all of a sudden I'm like 15, 20 people, and my raids out were like sometimes 25, 30 people. And it's like, holy crap, I'm actually doing this.
Yeah, it gets better. Well, so the thing here is right is people like to come and watch somebody who's having fun.
Yeah,
And if you spend most of your time like trying to track every nuance of your stream, then you're not really having fun.
right.
And it shows, right? It shows in what happened. It shows in the people who come by to watch you, who return to come by back and watch you. Like a lot of that shows up well.
Yeah,
I've never turned off my viewer count. I've always watched my viewer count, but I've never. To me, it's never been a number I paid attention to. Like
right.
I've in some of my dashboards and whatnot, the viewer count's there. I'm like, yeah, it's fine, it's there, it's whatever. I think as long as you're just talking to your people and being genuine about it and having a good time, then it doesn't really matter. It's good sound advice. Um, if
Yeah,
you're struggling because you're upset about the viewer number, then yeah, you should probably turn that off because don't watch that. That'll hurt you.
yeah.
But I mean,
And
if it's not affecting you any, then it's just another statistic.
yeah, and that's the thing they told me is, don't worry about that. Be yourself as you're doing your stream. And
Yep.
that was sound advice, and it really did start helping me kind of open up and be a little bit more, you know, outgoing and doing
Mm-hmm.
things.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But like everybody does things a little differently. Uh, but I think there are some models of success if you're trying to be like really good at it. See, yeah, exactly. It's
Thank
about the personality. It's about yeah. I'll read that out. Ibby says Ibby is not very skilled at games, but he's a cool guy to hang out or hang around with on stream. I like Ibby a lot as a personality, which is why I'm always tuning in. Exactly. And it's little feature sets like that is what will bring helps build the community. And honestly, and this is like super huge for me, right? The people who come back are the people that vibe with you, right?
Yeah.
They're people that you talk to, you connect with, you're having a good time, they're having a good time. They match the vibe of whatever it is that you're doing, and so it's a good fit. And so they'll keep coming back. The people who don't vibe don't stick around, and honestly, it's probably better off.
That's true. That is true.
I love to see him come in, but if you're not feeling it, don't sit there and suffer through it. Don't make yourself sit there and suffer through it. Like I may
Right.
not be everybody's cup of tea, and I don't expect to be.
Yeah, and that's like my thing. Like I tell my chat right from the get go,
Mm-hmm.
my rules are simple in my chat. It's basically be here, have fun. You know, if you don't like it, I'm not going to change for you.
I am who I am. Deal with it. It's
Yes.
fine. It's fine. Um, it's but it's good to establish who you are, right? It's
Yeah. And it's like Beefy said, I like my mom always taught me that if you want people to respect you, you have to show them the same respect as well.
mm-hmm,
And when people come in, I'm absolutely going to show them the same respect that they show me. So when they're like Beefy, Megan Mythical, Dit, and Brady Man and Draven and all them that have been here tonight,
mm-hmm.
I consider them all friends.
Yeah, right.
And it's because they are there, and I love building that friendship base.
Yeah, I mean, what it's again, it's part and parcel to the whole experience, right?
Yep.
Like if you had to pick one major thing that is very much so the essence of the streamer experience, that has stuck with you since you started doing this stuff, what would be that one core, like, you're a good streamer when you finally realize this.
Uh, honestly, I would have to say, like, continuing oh, continuing the friendship and relationships that you have with your community. If you can keep things going with your community is just going to keep getting better and better. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
way that I've looked at it. And that's part of the reason why I've shifted a lot of my gameplay on my streams to more community driven so that I'm actually building that community up and helping others connect as well.
Right. Be yourself and have fun, or the stream won't be any good. Yes.
Exactly.
Now, we're on that topic now. Has there been a game that you picked up to start playing, like, oh yeah, this should be fun, or this should be good, or whatever, and then decided that it really was not for you on stream, and you had to ditch in midstream?
Uh, none that I never did well, actually, no, correction on that. There was one game that I picked up. It was a horror game that I picked up, and literally an hour into it, I was just like, nope. Um, let's see. Let's see, what was the name of that? I don't even think it's in my library anymore. Like I downloaded it, started trying it, and it was just like the game itself just did not really vibe at all. And I was just like, I think I spent $7 on the game, and I think I actually did refund it because I didn't like it.
That's fair. Like, I still actually have it in my Steam library because I keep meaning to go back to it and try it again and again and again. I've put like 4 hours, I think, into the game. It's Astroneer.
I've heard of
Squirrel
it.
plays Astroneer, enjoys the game to death. I put 4 hours into it. Me and Wags put 4 hours into Astroneer trying to figure the game out and play to enjoy it, and just like pulled our hairs out over it. I think it's still actually installed. I'm like, I'll get back to it. I'll try it again. I will try it again after like the frustration and the irritation. The controls on it are so terrible. It is the worst way. Like, just imagine the worst possible way to control a character, and then, get ready because Astroneer will make you regret what you thought was bad.
Yeah, I'm actually looking through to see if I can figure out what that game was. I mean, it was just, it had a lot of good ratings, but
Mhm.
when I got into it, it was just like, this is nothing like I expected. It did not gel at all.
Beefy, yes. I am no rhythm everywhere. So yes, if you went looking for me on Steam, you would find me on Steam as No Rhythm. I did it that way intentionally because A, I've had that name for like forever, and B, we used to do rounds with friends, modded rounds. And oh my god, that was such. I was so upset when they broke the lobby mods for that game because we used to have so much fun just piling in, 15, 20 random people into the game, and just the chaos that goes with that.
All right, so the name of the game was Oxide Room 104.
Oh, I definitely have no idea what that game is.
Yeah, like a couple people suggested it to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I tried it out. And like I said, an hour into stream, I was just like, no, this game just no.
And that's fair, right? And as long as you it's one of those. Have you ever felt the need to like push through a game and do it anyways just because you've committed to it, or like are you perfectly okay going no we no, I tried but no.
When I was younger, yes, I most absolutely did. I would buy games, and I would be one of those people that if I buy a game, I'm gonna try and finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm to that point where if a game doesn't captivate me within an hour, like I said, it's one of those things where I usually wait for games to go on sale,
Mm-hmm.
especially during like Steam sales, stuff like that, because I'll watch the videos on it, and if it's one of those things where it's something that catches my interest, maybe I'll buy it when it first comes out. Or if everybody's playing it, I'll try it out. But if nobody's trying it and it's just like, I'll wait till it goes on sale and then I'll try it.
Fair.
And Oxide Room 104 is actually the only game that I've ever actually requested a refund on.
Yowzers.
Yeah.
Oof. That just sounds painful. Like, or not so much painful, just horrendous.
Yeah. It was. I mean, it was just literally trying to figure out the game and then just playing through it. It was just like, it's just, no.
But that's fair. Like I think a major skill to have is that willingness to get out of a game that you're playing because you're not enjoying it. It's not fun. You're just getting frustrated. Um, like that, I think is a very important skill to have, especially as a streamer, right? Because if you're not having fun on your stream, it shows on your stream,
Right.
and it will definitely put people off and give them the wrong impression, and they'll leave. I know I don't like to sit around and watch somebody struggle bus on a game just because that they're not enjoying just because they said they would do it.
Right.
I guess not worth the. Ooh. Excuse me. Sorry, I've been running nonstop all day today.
No worries. I know how that goes. With my actual like day job, I'm pretty much on call 24/7, so things happen. Sometimes I either have to go in a second shift, sometimes I have to go in on third shift, and it can be brutal at times.
Oof, I can imagine. Third shift work is not fun.
No. I don't mind doing it if it's something where I have a heads up that I got to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but there's been a few times where I'll be streaming and then I'll get the text message or phone call that my third shifter's not coming in, and it's like, unfortunately, Stream has to see my reaction of like, really?
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
What it feels like sometimes. Now, as a streamer, what would you say has been your biggest challenge so far?
Uh, Honestly, I think the biggest challenge that I've had so far was getting over the fear, basically. Because, like I said, when I first started out, I had that mentality of nobody wants to watch a 40-year-old streamer playing video games. It's like you sit there and you watch a lot of these big name streamers, and they're like early 20s, and it's like there's no way that I'm going to be something like that, and just it's yeah. And once I finally got over that and got to actually doing it, started building a community, it was just like now I have no problem hitting that start stream button whenever I plan on streaming. The only thing that prevents me from really doing my like scheduled streams is work.
Yeah. So basically getting out of your own headspace, which is fair.
Yes.
Like I think getting out of your own headspace is something that a lot of people will struggle with.
Yeah.
Yay, Ibby
That
interview. Hi, Safi.
Hi, Safi. And that was the other part of it too. Like all throughout my life, I've kind of been more to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I first started screaming, I never had the camera. And so it was just like, is this really something that I want to do? And then it was just like I said, Sunday nights we would do the sorry, Safi. um, but it was literally Sunday nights. Like Sunday nights we would do the World of Tanks, and we did that for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then, like I said, when Brandy moved in, it was, you really should stream more and try to get going. And he gave me that little extra push that really got me going. And, it got to the point where he started building uh, his own community and whatnot. And all of a sudden, that kind of flooded into my community. So a lot of my community and his community are one and the same. And it's just become a lot of great people that have
Mm-hmm.
joined both mine and his community. And, you know, I'm just thankful
Well,
for it.
that's kind of a thing that happens, right? I mean, it's part
Yeah.
of the growing. Hi, Snickle Fritz. Welcome in. Beefy would like to know. Ha ha ha. He's back for more. Uh, are there any old photos to share with you sporting a mustache or a mohawk or even the dreaded pink lady? No.
God. As far as Mohawk, no. Um, Believe it or not, what's really funny is right now my hair is actually the longest it's been since I was probably a teenager. I usually tend to keep my hair short, so um, I never had a mustache. I've always had the goatee since I could grow it at work. Sorry, Safi, I used the word again. Um, my job didn't used to allow facial hair. Then probably about 15 years ago, they rescinded that, and I've had the goatee ever since. Um, so I do have a photo back when God, probably 2008 area, where I didn't have any facial hair, but yeah. Most of my photos that I have now, I've got the beard or goatee.
You know, fair, fair. I had a mohawk.
I'm afraid to see what Beefy just bought me.
Eh. Ask no questions, you'll discover no lies. But no, I sport a beard on the regular. And I used to have a mohawk back in my teenage years. I don't anymore. As far as hair goes, I recently finished whacking off a bunch of it to go with a more shorter style.
Why,
You should wear
Beefy?
mine.
Why? I, I'm sorry, I gotta share this.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Beefy gifted me the game Shower with Your Dad Simulator 2015.
Why not?
Wow, Beefy.
Look. Where did me?
Why, Beefy?
You say that. What is the name of this one? Waggleton, a friend of mine, gifted me a game. Where was it at? Walking. I refuse to even put this up on anything other than a Discord share for like an after hours. It's one of those games you're just like, oh my word. I'm trying to find where it is. It's in my library here. It is. It's a wrestling game, and you basically stack wrestlers on top of each other, and they grab a hold. You like have them grab a hold of different parts, and like everything is movable. It is definitely one of those like really adult sort of
Oh, God.
wrestling games. I'm trying to find the name of it so you can go look it up and you can see what I'm talking about here because it's special. It is definitely.
Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry. Beefy just goes, Dit has 800 hours in shower.
Jesus. Where is this?
Oh, God.
I wish it was like search by gifts from friends. Like there needs to be. No. I'll have to find it and send it to you. I'm not seeing it here. I'm looking. Just click on. Yeah, I'm not finding it. Not off the top of my head looking at it here. Like I don't see it.
God.
No. Undefeated. No, definitely not. I get back and do that one some more. I'm not seeing it. Not off top. I know it exists because I've seen it, and I saw that when he sent it. I'm like, what were you thinking when you sent this to me? It was, well, you got to understand that, like, it was so out of character for Wags. Even Squirrel's like, wait, Wags? Like even Squirrel was surprised. Like, wait, he did that? Like, yes. Wags sent me something, and much to his chagrin, he did. There it is. Mount Your Friends. I found it.
That just sounds wrong.
go look it up. It's called Mount Your Friends. Go look it up and just be like, oh my god. Megan, thank you for dropping by. Have yourself a wonderful
Have a good night, Megan.
Take care.
What the hell?
Oh yeah. Go. Just yeah, no.
Oh god.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Beefy, that game is right up your alley.
It's just, it's
Okay,
just
then.
one of those. I was like, what were you thinking? He sent me this game. He's like, here, I got you a game. I'm like, okay. I go pull it up, and I'm like, Wags, did you look at this? Like, seriously, look, like, what were you thinking? He's like, huh? What? I didn't see anything wrong with it. I'm like, dude, you need to re-look at this again. Buddy, please go back and reevaluate what you sent me a second time. Love the guy to death. But yeah, that was one of those. I'm like, whoo.
Yeah, that's definitely yeah. I mean, I honestly think that Beefy's game may have topped that, but yeah.
probably. But I mean, I'm like, that's like the worst game I've had somebody send me so far, and I'm like, okay, like let's talk about this a second. Oh, holy cow! Oh yeah, that one. I am just by what you were the shower game. Like I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No, Beefy's game definitely topped that one, but like on the realm of like, oh yeah, I have gotten some real bell winners there. My time spent in prison wasn't wasted. I'm glad it wasn't wasted.
Yeah, definitely interesting. We love our friends.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 10 out of 10. I love all my friends. They're great people. I sometimes question their sanity a little, but
Fair.
only a little. Okay, but to be fair, I suspect that sometimes they question my sanity a little bit too. So it's fine.
Right. It's that age-old question, like, they're going crazy. Shall I match it or top it?
Yeah, in your case, I think Beefy's decided to top it.
I think Beefy has topped it for like the next year, at least.
It's like sometimes, and absolutely, Snickle Fritz, absolutely. Deep in the heart of Texas, would like to go. Well, we already went back to beans, so we're not doing it a second time. Jamie Bat would like to know, how do you make your coffee or tea?
I'm a methodical person, so Um, I will have, um, depending on the size of the coffee, I'll either have 2 to 4 little cups of like hazelnut creamer and
Mm-hmm.
2 to 4 packets of Splenda, and that's pretty much it in my coffee. Depends
You're
on the
not a tea.
size.
Are you a tea drinker?
Just cold teas. Arizona,
Ah, iced tea. Ugh.
yes. Something we wish
If
we had, Jamie.
sanity. Wait. You mean we're not supposed to have sanity?
No.
Squirrel's been lying to me. It's fine. It's fine. Brother Fury would like to know, what would your final meal be if you were on death row? Yes, squirrel.
See, now that is a bad question to ask me. I'm a bigger guy, so I love food. Um, honestly, one of my streamer friends, like at least once a week, he has this burrito that he gets delivered to him, and it's actually called the Big Ass Burrito. And this thing is huge. I
Okay.
would love, I would love to try one.
I've
So
never heard of this thing.
they're in Canada, so but he has shown it on stream so many times, and it's just like I gotta go to Canada just to try this thing now.
All right, squirrel, we have two things we need to talk to Nerd about: big ass burritos and bagged milk.
And you know what's funny is your friend has a similar name
Who,
because
squirrel?
the no nerd
Ah, nerdisms.
because yeah, the one that I'm talking about that gets the big ass burrito is Nerdy Northerner.
I know Nerdy Northerner.
Okay. Yeah, but he gets one of those burritos, and I'm sitting there watching him eat it on
Yeah,
stream, and it's like, I would love to try
Jake.
one of those. Yep,
Wrong part of Canada for our nerd. I see.
gotcha.
Oh, there we go. I do know you got to be careful because there is very much so a heated debate going on regarding Twizzlers, and there's something else, another candy that's equivalent to Twizzlers. And I don't remember what that other candy is.
I'm
Rope.
confused.
It's rope. It's
Oh, red vines. Yeah.
red vines. There you go. Thank you. Snicklefritz is there. Snicklefritz will keep me straight. I got you, Nori. I know exactly what you're talking about. Red vines. Yes. There's a big red vines Twizzlers debate.
I'll stick to my Twizzlers.
Uh, but so rather than anything comfortable or homegrown or anything else, what you want for your last death row meal is something that you've never had before. I mean, honestly,
Exactly.
fair. If you're going to go out, might as well go out with something unique, something you never had.
Yep.
If it's like, the last chance you're going to get to eat it, or last chance you can get to enjoy anything, sure. Like, that makes sense. It's probably so. Like, that's a favorite question from Fjord. He likes to put that one out there, and I think you're the first one that I've seen yet that's come up here and been like, yeah, I want to try something I've never had before. That's what's going to be my last meal. Like, just
Yeah.
serve it up, butter up, we're done.
Now, if you break that question down into something that I've already had, there is actually a mac and cheese place in this area that does various different macs and cheese,
Hmm.
and I absolutely love their rodeo mac and cheese. It's kind of like, do you remember the old like rodeo cheeseburgers from Burger King?
No,
Okay.
because I don't.
Uh,
That was never a. So I'm an East Coaster. I've been an East Coaster my entire life.
well, I'm
So
on the
that
East
is
Coast
not
too.
where at. Well, we
I'm
can
in New
take that up
York.
offline. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was I. We never had those. So I've been down southeast.
Okay.
Majority. I've done a tour up in the New York in the Northeast and whatnot, but uh, my parents were not a big fast food goer, so depending
Gotcha.
on when that was. Yes, squirrels also up there in the New York.
Okay. Yeah, well,
Um,
basically what it is, it's a cheeseburger that has an onion ring and barbecue sauce on it.
oh, yeah, you can get those from Sonic, but they're not called Cowboys.
Gotcha. Well, they basically mix it into the mac and cheese, and
Hmm.
it is so good.
Interesting. I I honestly I like making my own homemade mac and cheese. I use white egg noodles, cheese, a little bit of milk, and salt and some butter. And you soften your noodles first, then you melt your butter and your milk and salt, and you put all that into your pot. Stir the noodles
Yeah.
in, and then after everything's been coated with the butter, salt, and margarine, then you throw the cheese in on top of that, take it
Yeah.
off the heat, and then just start stirring. And what ends up happening is the cheese, you get this, it looks like spider webs as the cheese just stringifies in there and coats
Yep.
all of the noodles and everything. It's so fantastic.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love making my own mac and cheese too.
It's making me hungry. Snickle Fritz, you would not be the only one that's getting hungry right now. I was like, ooh.
Listen, I can go on for hours about food. As I said, I'm kind of a larger man, so
It's fine. It's fine.
I've had my share of a lot of food.
Uh, Beefy eating raccoons is perfectly fine. Like, people eat raccoons.
I haven't
People
had
eat squirrel
shepherd's pie
too.
in a long time.
Uh, yeah, I haven't had shepherd's pie in an age either. I would love to have some shepherd's pie.
Yeah. Now I'm getting hungry. And I ate before the stream.
Gonna send you a recipe. Ooh, there you go.
Very nice.
Very, very nice. Okay. Well, we are down to the last 15 minutes, which means you have successfully navigated the gauntlet.
Woohoo!
We just have two more questions to go, and then you have one last ditch of work that you actually have to do, where you have to select the raid target for our friends here, where we get to
Okay.
go off and tell people all about how we hung out with Ibby Gray and learned all the fascinating ins and outs of this absolutely stellar streamer.
Alrighty.
And then we laugh and we poke fun at him, like, be jealous you didn't, well, you weren't there. It's fantastic. It's fun. So we'll kick you off nice and easy, right?
Alrighty.
So we're still at the beginning of 2025. You still got the rest of the year, but the rest of this year into the beginning part of next year. I don't know what your timelines look like. Is there any like major event or thing that you're planning on doing for your channel that you want to raise awareness, whether that's like a charity event or another big streamathon, or hey, we're going to do some kind of like community challenge day and bring everybody in, do some kind of wild game if you got this game, anything of that nature that you're like, oh, this is a special event, I want to talk about it. Like, do you have
I
any
do.
of that planned for the near future?
I do know that one of my friends has actually reached out to actually both me and the Brandy Man about
Mm-hmm.
potentially doing a charity event for Stacked Up or Stack Up. I'm not sure. I think it's Stack Up.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, where they raise money for veterans with PTSD, so through video gaming stuff like that.
Right.
I know Brainy Man has actually done the charity with them a couple of times. Um, and I did tell him that I was interested in doing that. He hasn't gotten back to me about it yet, but that is something that could potentially be coming in the near future. Um, I do know that if I do it, I will be posting about it all throughout my stream and in my discords. Um, I know another thing that me and Brandy are both also trying to do is we are potentially trying to go to TwitchCon this year. Basically to meet up with a lot of our friends that we've met through streaming and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but other than that, that's all the real plans that we've actually made. Um, and that I've made for myself just to try and, do some more of this stuff. Um, I know, unfortunately, with me, sometimes my work conflicts a lot of my plans.
Right.
So, but I'm hoping
Well,
that I actually get to do this stuff.
well, keep your fingers crossed that you can actually get some of that stuff done, because it's always fun to do these special events like that, right?
Yeah,
It's nice to be able to make plans and then participate in those sort of events.
exactly.
So here's hoping that things work out for you as far as that goes. But yeah, so what we need to tell people then is to be following and keeping in touch with you, so that they'll know when these events occur, so they can be a part of them.
Exactly.
There we go. Easy peasy. Okay. And your final question for the evening, and this is one that usually hems people up, because I don't say hem. It's not a difficult question. It's just one we usually end up talking a bit more about. If you had to give a piece of advice either to yourself, or like a younger version of yourself trying to get started on streaming, or to a brand new up and coming streamer, about, hey, knowing, had I had known this when I was starting, would have made my life so much easier. Whether, no matter what it is, just that a single piece of advice that you could give to a new up and coming streamer, or like an earlier version, whichever makes it easier, right? What would
The
that be?
the
Ban
one
Beefy
thing
instantly? No, I don't. I don't think we're banning Beefy instantly. I think we'll just get him a bottle of breast milk.
Beefy's happy. There he goes. Um, Honestly, the one thing that I would tell anybody that is getting into streaming is, get to know yourself before you decide what kind of streamer you want to be. Like for me, I kind of was just kind of off doing my own little thing, not really paying too much attention to what was going on in chat. And like I said, for the first 4 years, I didn't really take it seriously. And once I finally hit that plateau of, oh, you've got 50 followers now, it was like, okay, now it's at that point where I'm now an affiliate. What do I want to do with my stream? Where do I want to take it? Kind of do the research first before you really start getting into it, and find out what you want to do with it. Do you want to be like a variety streamer, or do you want to be somebody who sticks with one specific game? Kind of like myself, I've gone more variety and more community oriented. Um, and it just, if you can uh, get that out of the way, it will kind of just open up the door for what you want to do.
Fair. I mean, it's good to have an idea of what you want to do. It's good to, and you're right. I think figuring that out sooner rather than later will go a long ways to helping you come to
Build a
grips with.
community.
Yeah, that's a better way of putting it. Build a community. I like that.
Yeah, and that's, like I said, that was kind of me at the beginning. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what I was doing. And once I started getting to that headspace of, you know, now that I'm at this little plateau that I eclipsed, do I just want to be like plain Jane, just leave it as is, or do I want to actually like try to build this thing? And I made the decision to try and build it, and here I am, having fun with it.
Right, growing, getting better at it. Continuing to grow, making
Yeah,
friends.
I'll be the first person to say that I still make plenty of mistakes. I'm still learning a lot of different things. Um, like in the last 6 months, I've switched over to a new streamer bot. I've also switched over to OBS. So I'm kind of breaking away from like the starting programs that they usually say people mostly start with, and moving
Mm-hmm.
on to different things. And as I'm doing this, I'm also like watching other streamers, talking to them, and getting ideas on what to do. Um, and it's just as you start building up uh, that base, it's you start having more resources at your disposal, so it helps build your community and build the type of streamer that you want to be.
Fair. Most excellent. We'll never ban Beefy. Sorry, Beefy, you're not getting banned here.
Nope, Beefy, you're here to stay.
Before things wrap up, you've been awesome. I really enjoyed this. Thanks. We're happy to have you here, Beefy. You're always welcome back. We do this every Tuesday, and then I am usually live in the mornings. So, yeah. Most of the times, most of the people. Most of the people who I was going to say, most of the people who try to tune in complain because I'm in the wrong time zone if they're across the ocean. So,
yeah, and
still,
the one
Fritz,
thing
you don't have to say a whole lot. You just being here is all that much more important.
Yeah, and the one thing I will say is I was, like myself personally, I'm not the kind of person that opens up a lot about things. So,
Mm-hmm.
like when I contacted you about doing this, I was just like, all right, I'll try it out and, see if I can do this. And
Yeah.
it was like an hour before I started gaining like the anxiety, like what's going to be asked, how am I going to do, and it's just
You'd be
like
fine. Be
it
fine.
was something new for me, and
Mm-hmm.
it's I strongly suggest to people sign up, do it. It is fun.
It's fun. We just sit around and talk. We talk about just about anything and everything, and it's honestly this was born about the Talk Tuesdays was born about because I was in the middle of one of my Saturday stream where I had just anybody showing up, and I had somebody show up who was really passionate about their community and everything else, and usually it's considered rude to go and like advertise that you're a streamer in somebody else's chat, right?
Right.
But I've never been a big fan of that. Like I don't care if you're a streamer, tell me you're a streamer, we'll get you shout outs and whatnot, because I think everybody's trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to make friends, win friends and influence enemies. We're all trying to have a good time at this. So Talk Tuesday became my my vehicle, as it were, for helping to make new friends and spread the names of everybody who wants to come in and have a good time with this. Now, this does qualify you to be part of the Talk Tuesday alumni. which I'm still working on it, but eventually we will have a Talk Tuesday couch where we invite back people who have been on the show to come and sit down on a multi-panel show. So there would be you and potentially 2 or 3 other past alumni. We try to hook people up with, the plan is to try and hook people up with someone you've never talked to before. So, like, we could put you on the stream with, I'm going to, because Squirrel's here and Rose is here, I could put you on a couch with Squirrel and Rose, and we're just sitting around chatting, right?
Okay.
That's a way to get it so that you're meeting new people and uh-oh, sounds like a casting couch thing. No, not a casting couch. No. Squirrel would hang me by my nether regions if I tried something like that. No. But it's always fun to meet and talk with new people, right? You gain more experience, you gain more insight, you learn more about, what you got going on and everything else. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Fear the squirrel. Yes. Yo, Echo, welcome in. You're just in time. As we are wrapping up, we've had a delightful guest tonight. So tonight's guest has been Ibby Gray. If you don't know who this is, that is the guy sitting right there on your screen. You probably want to go back and rewatch the VOD if you don't know who this is. We are going to do a couple of things, though, real quick before we let you get out of here. And so we are going to do the... let's make certain I spell things right. Yes. Okay. So there is the standard Twitch shout out, which puts a little heart up on the top of your chat. If it's not lit up, you've sat here, you've listened to this gentleman talk all night long. We've had a delightful time. Why the hell aren't you smashing that button? You should be doing that. Go hang out, go check out, go watch some of the fantastic content that Ibby delivers to everybody and their community. It's a good time. I know I've watched some of it. We've had a bunch of their people in here. They ranting and raving about it. I'm like, how much more evidence do you need to know to go watch an Ibby Gray?
We love the chaos.
It's fantastic, right? And then
Exactly.
so there is the video shout out. There it is. I'm like, oh.
Uh-oh. I forgot about that clip.
That is fantastic.
Nothing like being in a bunker and having your friend drop on you.
Yep, pretty much. This is fantastic. But there you go. There's even more evidence to go follow this fantastic streamer. Go hang out with them. Go be a part of the action. Now, my dear friend, where would you like to take this collection of an absolutely fantastic group of people to go say hi to so we can go chat up and tell them all of the stuff that they missed out on?
All right. Well, I have 3 possibilities. So, Nori, I'm going to let you pick a number between 1 to 3.
I don't make a difference to me. This is all on you, buddy.
Well,
that's not how this works. You choose the raid target. We send the raid.
All right. Tell you what, Beefy, you pick a number between 1 to 3. Hot tub streamer. No, Beefy.
Raid hot tub.
Number 3. Okay.
Just go ahead and stick their name in the chat there, and we'll scoop that name up and make life easy.
All right.
In the meantime, while you're doing that, I'm going to take you and everybody else, and we're going to go right on over to, that's right, that's the end screen. There's a little bit of music that plays there at the end, so it'll give us something to listen to. Chat on the way out. Raven Sky. I hope I've said that name.
Oh, hold on. It left out the... Oh, wait, no, it didn't.
Oh.
No, that's all right. That's right. Sorry about that.
Okay, so it's spelled right. The Raven
Yep.
Sky.
Yep.
Okay,
Ravenna Sky.
Ravenna Sky. Okay, I was like, how? Everybody's got so many fantastic names on here. It's really fun trying to figure out how to pronounce them. Well, stick around as we go say hi to Ravenna Sky. Let's do this! Exclamation GTRT. Just waiting for the music to wrap up. Ah. There we go. So there's the raid messages. The first one's for all you fantastic subscribers. The second one's for all you fantastic followers. Whichever one you can use, grab it, copy it, get ready to spam it. We'll go see Ravenna Sky as selected by AB Gray. And Beefy, thank you for the follow. And our raiders, Peridot, Hermes Rose, and Jamie Bat, thank you all for coming in, bringing your amazing community in here to say hi to our absolutely fantastic guest. And Fox and Bull, thank you for resubscribing to the network. We love having you here. Any final words as we take off?
Just want to say thank you guys for having me, and hope everybody has a wonderful evening, and hope to see you guys over on my stream. For those of you that followed, I appreciate you. And Nori, we'll see you next time.
Until next time. Until next time. Continue to be the fantastic, fabulous, and amazing people we already know you are.
Exactly.